I'm always there, as said earlier, of giving my perspective on what I see and how I've gone about things. And ultimately, it takes a great deal of patience and hard work and a sense of resilience. You got to want it.
If it's a right guard, you can play for that. When it's a quarterback, you kind of need that muscle to throw. So unfortunately, going to put him down for a little bit here. We'll treat it day to day and see how he responds.
In the hyper-competitive world of professional football, there is a constant churn of rumors, narratives, and opinions that actively shape public perception. Sometimes these opinions are rooted in truth, but far more often than not, they are molded by hidden agendas, inherent biases, and profound misunderstandings. It was into this volatile landscape that Jalen Hurts, the established star quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, recently took a powerful stand to defend a young embattled talent who has been the subject of countless controversial conversations, Shedeur Sanders. Hurts, a player who has unequivocally earned his place as one of the top quarterbacks in the entire NFL, is not afraid to speak his mind, especially when it comes to defending someone he believes in, and he held absolutely nothing back when it came time to expose the lies being spread about Shedeur Sanders, the son of NFL legend Deion Sanders, and one of the most promising quarterbacks in college football today.
Bigger perspective, I think, he's got a lot of tools and a lot of things in his system and what he does that.
One of the single most significant and impactful statements that Jalen Hurts made about Shedeur Sanders is that the young quarterback is without a single doubt absolutely ready for the National Football League. In a world where college football stars are often mercilessly scrutinized before even stepping foot on a professional field, Hurts went directly against the prevailing grain, calling out all of those who had dared to doubt Shedeur's ability to make it at the next level. For Jalen Hurts, there is simply no question about Shedeur's talent or his immense potential. He firmly believes that Shedeur possesses the skills, the mindset, and the innate leadership qualities that are required to not just survive, but to thrive in the NFL. But why is Jalen Hurts so profoundly confident in Shedeur Sanders? For one, Hurts knows exactly what it takes to be successful in the NFL. As someone who has personally been through all the trials and tribulations of playing in this league, he understands the kind of relentless preparation, unwavering dedication, and sheer mental toughness that is required to succeed. And Jalen Hurts sees all of those essential qualities in Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur has proven time and time again that he has the requisite arm strength, the pinpoint accuracy, and the preternatural poise to succeed in the most high-pressure of situations. Whether it's making a game-winning throw in the final frantic seconds or leading his team to a massive statement win, Shedeur has consistently displayed the kind of elite skills that can and will translate to the NFL. Hurts specifically points to Shedeur's advanced ability to read complex defenses, to make quick, decisive decisions, and to remain impossibly calm under pressure as the definitive evidence that he is ready for the next step in his career. Moreover, Hurts emphasizes the critical importance of not underestimating the mental aspect of playing the quarterback position. Shedeur Sanders' football IQ is simply undeniable, and that is a quality that Hurts values very highly. In an era where quarterbacks are expected to be not only physically gifted, but also mentally sharp, Shedeur checks all the boxes. Jalen Hurts' powerful declaration that Shedeur Sanders is ready for the NFL is not just a simple statement of support. It is a profound and unequivocal acknowledgement of Shedeur's proven ability to handle all of the immense demands of professional football.
Wait a minute, but where's the can't coming from when we just saw him do it? I know it's a small sample size, it's 3/4 of football, but everything you said he can do, he just did. Matter of fact, he just did what we already saw him do at Jackson State. He just did what we saw him do at Colorado.
Another critical point that Jalen Hurts directly addressed was the false and insidious narrative that has been built around Shedeur Sanders' supposed behavior. In the world of sports, when a young, dynamic player starts to make waves, there is always a tendency for some to try and tear them down. This has absolutely been the case with Shedeur Sanders, who has faced a relentless barrage of criticism, particularly regarding his behavior and his personality. Some have tried to paint him as arrogant or entitled, but Jalen Hurts is having absolutely none of it. Hurts was quick to call out both the media and certain NFL insiders for actively spreading lies about Shedeur's behavior. career. He understands firsthand that when a player is young and exceptionally talented, they are often subjected to a level of unfair microscopic scrutiny. People expect them to act a certain way or to conform to a pre-approved mold, and when they don't, they are quickly labeled as difficult or problematic. Hurts forcefully pointed out that Shedeur Sanders is not the arrogant figure that some have tried to make him out to be. In fact, Hurts believes that Shedeur is a respectful and humble player who simply carries himself with a profound confidence, a trait that is far too often misinterpreted as cockiness. The truth is that Shedeur Sanders, like many young players in college football, is still finding his way. He is learning how to balance the immense expectations placed on him as the son of Deion Sanders and as a top prospect in his own right. Hurts emphasized that Shedeur's confidence should be seen as a positive and essential trait rather than a negative one. Confidence is absolutely key in the NFL, and players like Hurts know that it takes a strong, unshakable sense of self-belief to succeed in such a demanding league. In addition to the baseless attacks on his behavior, Shedeur Sanders has also faced a wave of criticism for his performance in interviews. This is another area where Jalen Hurts felt compelled to speak out. The prevailing narrative that Shedeur wasn't prepared for interviews or that he came across as immature was one that Hurts rejected completely and with prejudice. According to Hurts, this portrayal of Shedeur couldn't be further from the truth. When it comes to his interviews, Shedeur has consistently been articulate, composed, and thoroughly professional. In fact, Hurts went as far as to say that Shedeur's maturity and professionalism in his interviews are qualities to be genuinely admired. It is clear that Shedeur has been coached well and that he understands the profound importance of handling himself with poise in all public settings. Hurts made it abundantly clear that Shedeur's ability to express himself clearly and confidently in his interviews speaks absolute volumes about his readiness for the NFL. Unfortunately, certain media outlets and NFL insiders sometimes create stories based on their own biases or preconceived assumptions rather than on the actual facts. They attempt to create narratives that fit their own agendas, and in doing so, they completely misrepresent the true character of players like Shedeur Sanders. Jalen Hurts wasn't having it. He pointed out that the media's portrayal of Shedeur was a complete distortion of reality, and that Shedeur has shown nothing but the utmost professionalism in all of his public appearances.
Our compass and how we navigate and respond to certain things, and kind of look to the consistency of how as a person in all moments, not just one.
And then, as the saying goes, you loud and wrong. One of the most profoundly impressive things about Shedeur Sanders is his almost preternatural ability to completely rise above the constant, deafening noise and to focus only on what truly matters, his unwavering effort on the football field. Despite all of the negative, often manufactured narratives that have swirled around him, Shedeur Sanders has remained completely steadfast in his dedication to the game. Jalen Hurts specifically praised Shedeur for not letting a single thing spoil his effort or distract him from his ultimate goals. When you are a high-profile player like Shedeur Sanders, constantly living in the spotlight and facing a barrage of criticism from all sides, it is incredibly easy to let that immense pressure get to you. But Shedeur has consistently shown a remarkable and rare mental toughness, absolutely refusing to let any of these external factors affect his performance, whether those factors come from the media or from the legions of doubters in the NFL. Shedeur has kept his focus squarely on the task of improving his game and helping his team succeed.
On a route, the deep ball.
You taking 5 with a hitch.
My point exactly. Turn on the goddamn film. It's a part of the game and always has been. That's called nitpicking, trying to find something wrong, and then you loud and wrong.
Jalen Hurts forcefully emphasized that this specific kind of resilience is the very quality that will ultimately set Shedeur Sanders apart as he continues his career. The rare ability to stay completely focused on the task at hand, no matter the distractions, is a fundamental requirement for every single player in the NFL. Shedeur Sanders has already demonstrated this crucial quality in spades, and it will undoubtedly serve him well as he transitions to the professional level. Finally, Jalen Hurts touched on the profound work ethic of Shedeur Sanders and his almost supernatural ability to make flawless throws, it is no secret that Shedeur possesses an incredible arm and a very high level of skill when it comes to passing the football. His throws are consistently accurate, powerful, and perfectly timed, a combination of traits that Hurts noticed very early on. But what stands out to Jalen Hurts even more than Shadeur's natural, God-given talent is his relentless work ethic. Hurts knows that in the NFL, talent alone is simply not enough to succeed. It takes countless hours of practice, of studying film, and of pushing yourself to be better every single day, and that is exactly what Shedeur Sanders is doing. Hurts highly commended Shedeur for his tireless work ethic and his unwavering commitment to becoming a better quarterback each and every day. Every single throw that Shedeur makes is a direct reflection of the countless hours he has spent perfecting his craft. Hurts believes that Shadeur's precision and his consistency in throwing the football are among the very best in all of college football. His mechanics are impeccable, and his ability to make difficult throws on the run or into impossibly tight windows is something that truly sets him apart from other quarterbacks. Jalen Hurts has now made it unequivocally clear that he believes in Shedeur Sanders. He has courageously spoken out against the lies, the misrepresentations, and the false narratives that have been so carelessly spread about him. From boldly declaring that Shedeur is ready for the NFL to directly calling out the media for their hidden agenda, Jalen Hurts has been a powerful and outspoken supporter of the young quarterback.
Number 2 role still up for grabs. You guys still competing for that number 2 role?
Number 2 role?
Like number 2 string quarterback.
Oh,
Yeah.
honestly, bro, I really don't look into that. I don't care. Whenever it's time for me to get out there and play, I'm gonna play.
While Shedeur Sanders has certainly faced a relentless storm of criticism and doubt, Jalen Hurts' powerful words now stand as an unshakable validation of the young player's immense talent, his profound work ethic, and his proven ability to overcome adversity. As Shedeur continues to prove himself on the field, it has become abundantly clear that the NFL will be seeing much more of him in the future. And now, armed with Jalen Hurts' public backing, Shedeur has the powerful confidence and the external support he needs to ascend to an entirely new level of play. In the end, Jalen Hurts' message is a direct and powerful challenge to the entire football world. Do not believe the lies and do not underestimate Shedeur Sanders. He is more than ready for the NFL, and his future is incredibly blindingly bright. This brings the entire debate to a head. What do you think about Jalen Hurts' bold and public defense of Shedeur Sanders? Do you agree with Hurts that Shedeur is ready for the NFL and that the media's portrayal of him has been completely unfair? And how do you feel about the manufactured narrative surrounding Shadeur's behavior and his interviews? Do you think the media truly has an agenda against him, or is this just part of the intense hype that inevitably surrounds young talented players? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear what you think about this whole situation and whether you believe Shedeur Sanders is truly being misrepresented.